Hello and welcome back to another Manga Monday. Today we're going to be talking about a manga that I didn't realize was, oh boy, but we're going to be talking about Parallel Paradise. But the way that I did it is I wanted to buy all of these. This has just come in today and I have reviewed up to 1 to 25, where this one only goes up to chapter 9 because I couldn't figure out how far in the manga like the chapters go because I was reading it online. So I wanted to support the official release, which is all here, but I wanted to kind of make sure that I got what I could be. So this is basically chapters 1 to 25. The next one after this is going to be the exact same. And then now that I know where it kind of is, I'm going to kind of review it. So the third review of this could be a possible shorter one as I go through the books and stuff like that. So I kind of wanted to review it because it loves it. I love manga. Here we go. But if you like this sort of content and you want to hear and see more, hit the like button, hit subscribe, check out all the other stuff we do, and welcome to Manga Monday. This one's a bit spicy. I stumbled across this, found it on Forbidden Planet, and I really wanted to kind of read it. And the intro, the synopsis, interested me quite a lot. So I thought, hey, why the hell not? So Yota is the main character. And as this kind of started, I wasn't too keen on the animation, or sorry, the way the manga was. I was a bit kind of umming and ahhing about it, and I was like, do I want to collect it? Do I not? And then it got past the first couple of pages, and I was like, do you know what? I'm okay with this. Like, this is the sort that I would kind of normally say, and I was like, okay, I can get on this. I can read it a little bit more. Yota at the moment is in like kind of high school, and then he sees this kind of demon thing, which then takes him to this other parallel world where there is no men, or all men have died out. So therefore the entire world is populated by women. But Yota has an ability. So when he touches any woman, they instantly want to mate with him. They go into this frenzy where they can't stop thinking about him. They need him, they want him. And I was just like, damn. And I was hoping when I was reading the first few pages, I was like, please don't be one of those anime characters that once they find someone that likes them, he shies away and he's like, oh, I don't want to do this. But no, he pretty much goes after them and mates with them. That's pretty much most of this manga is. And I was just like, oh darn, this is something different. This is unique. I mean, I'm reading the 100 Girlfriends thing at the moment, and I thought that might be similar to this, but no, this is 100% different. And I was just like, do you know what? That's absolutely fine. I like this. It's something different, and I always like something that's different compared to the norm. In a way, he fucks around, and I think that's what makes it different compared to what we've seen originally with other animes or with other mangas, where they shy away. And that's one thing that I hate. And I think it's more like, I can understand at times people don't know what to do, but I think when listening or reading this, I was like, I'm so glad this is refreshing, and it's something that you don't normally see. The main characters you meet is Lumi and Genius. I think that's their names. And this is where you find out that the power happens, where he accidentally, it's skin to skin contact. So as soon as like his skin touches theirs, it then activates, and it's like, oh, okay, this is something slightly different than normal. And I feel like that's all right and all. The main premise is that when any girl hits the age of 20, they die if they haven't mated. And I didn't know how to kind of do that. I thought maybe you'd see a lot older people in this, or people that have already mated, so they've stayed like older or something like that, or things happen. But no, when they hit the age of 20, that is it. They instantly die. And I was just like, oh darn, that's that's something right there. So I generally was a bit like, oh, but I part of me, because obviously they're all just before the age of 20, like all 18, like most of them are all 18 and stuff like that. I generally think I wanted to see the kind of older like women in this. I think that would have been kind of cool to see. But no, it's as soon as they hit the age of 20, that is it. They're dead. they're dead. Yeah, I thought there was gonna be a lot of hijinks rather than the silliness, but no, it's quite a serious it's quite a serious manga, and I generally took that on board and was just like, I kind of like this. I can understand there being silliness, like, oh, I don't want to do this, or someone gets overconfident or cocky and it changes quite a bit. But for seeing this, I was like, okay, I'm really happy. This is what I kind of want to see. And I'm really happy about it. Like, the whole dying thing, wasn't a big fan of that, but oh well. Up to this part, up to chapter 9, it's basically the premise of what the story is, finding out, going to this kingdom and living there. He has to dress like a girl because he doesn't want to cause mass hysteria. And I was like, okay, that I can understand. So he gets a suite that changes his voice, or he has it for quite some time, which I thought was quite cool. But then you kind of find out that the reason why this curse is upon this world is the god of deep jealousy. And I was like, okay, why would you be jealous? Like, maybe it's the point where he's so jealous that he couldn't get a girl, so he decided to put a curse on everyone in the world. And it's one of those things where I thought, okay, I can understand this. I know where this is now going. This is going to the whole point of it's the end of the world. Like, you've got to kill this god before anything. He's gonna fall in love. Yota's gonna fall in love with these people and then instantly want to go and save. So I feel like that was the main premise, the drive of this, which I generally thought was pretty decent. You meet some other characters that instantly fall in love with them over time, and they will do pretty much like anything for him. So I've written down their names, which is Lumi, which you meet straight away, or Luming. I'm going to call her Lumi because that sounds better. Like, falls in love with him straight away. And you meet Leela, who loves going down on him. Main thing is just constantly going down on him, and he absolutely loves it. I mean, all right. But yeah, he likes it. Then you have Misaki, who I thought was going to hate him, but later loves him. So I thought that was going to be the main thing of like, you human scum, I'm going to kill you. And then you've got Momo, who I quite like. And I wrote Haru, I think, is in it as well as all other decent characters. And that's okay. Now, the one thing I liked about this is some characters don't like him straight away because he has the same smell as these bad guys that are roaming around that pretty much do the nastiest thing in the world and then kill people, or people have their like kind of minds changed and they become, I don't know how to say it, they just instantly give up on life and stuff like that, which I kind of understand, but I didn't like that ability. I would much rather that they kill people and that's it, but I feel like that was it mainly. I was originally going to talk mainly about the plot, but majority of this is exactly the same as everything else. It's just massive fuckfest. That's pretty much what all of this is. I mean, you have Yota is his name. Yota, gotta remember that. But anyway, you have Yota, who knows martial arts. He's got skills. He's got kendo. He knows how to do that. And I feel like he's kind of more of a rounded character compared to where some characters might not be able to do anything, or they may be like, oh, I can't touch this, or I can't do anything, or just throws punches, and that's mainly it all the way through. But I really kind of like Yota as a character. Yota wants to defeat the god of deep jealousy, and no one really has ever thought about going against him or knowing where it is. But him coming down saying, like, I want to save everybody, not just in the kingdom, not in just the area. He wants to save everyone around the world. And the only way of doing this is by defeating the god of deep jealousy, which I thought that you met in the next few chapters after this. But he wants to take them down. He wants to, free everyone so that they don't have to go through that, because he sees other people. He sees like people a bit younger, and he doesn't want them to know that at the age of 20, that is it. So for me, I was like, do you know what? I kind of like that. I like the fact that he wants to save everyone. But in this, he does mate with most of the characters, most of the adult characters. And as soon as he's mated with them, they get this kind of black line, like collar choker thing around their neck, which he thinks, oh, okay, they're free. But apparently I don't think that they are. So I was just like, oh, okay, this is going to be a thing. I can imagine him going around every single person going, I'm so tired, and then all free. And it's just like, it doesn't work, and they all would all die anyway. I would absolutely hate that. I think that would be really fucking shit if that was the thing. but it wasn't a bad kind of way to introduce myself to the first 25 chapters. Kind of the end of this part where I got up to was the fact that rather than people go with him, they have a massive orgy, and I generally kind of thought he's gonna stay. He's just gonna stay there, and he's not gonna go off to find this god. Or as soon as they pass the age of 20, that's when he'll go after it, because he wants to keep a promise to them or something like that. But for this, it was all right. Like he went off with, I think, is it Lumi or something like that, who's his protector, because he doesn't have the same like magical skills or being able to move quickly like she does. And it's more the fact that they're constantly in heat now. Like, she wants to make, that's all they want to do. They don't care about anything else. And I think that if it was that sort of like manga, I feel like he would instantly like keep there and not kind of really care anywhere and stuff like that. So I feel like that would have been a thing all the way through. So I think the monsters that keep attacking are called the Cull or something like that. And you get to see how people die in this and what happens, etc, etc. And I think it's more, yeah, so no, they do show you how people die. I just remembered, where it's more, if they don't mate, they just disappear into the kind of air. Like, they turn it into energy and they float up, and it's like they've had a good life and that's it. And I was like, that's really kind of shitty for a death scene, at least. Oh, okay, cool on that one. So to me, I was just generally like, okay, fine, we'll keep it like that. I like the story of this. I really do. I feel like the story is 100% a decent one. I've not seen this along, and I know obviously people are like, oh, it's just the sex and stuff, but no, the storyline's actually pretty decent, and it made me want to buy the manga. And the fact is that I'm going to buy all the volumes because I generally really like this, and I wanted to, when I bought this, I was like, I need to gauge how far, if I'm going to do books or if I'm going to do the same thing from like chapter 1 to 25, 26 to 50, etc, etc. I wanted to kind of gauge this a lot more, so I know exactly that I'm giving a fair review and not going, this is volume 1, and completely skipping over. So I'm going to read this one, I'm going to enjoy it, and then I know I'm going to order the rest when I can, because I generally like the way that this story is. Also, having Yuta to kind of hide, so it's not like every single person is loving him or that people want him all together. I thought it was a very smart move to make him look like a girl and have him sound like a girl at the same time. So it was easier enough to kind of move along with the story, so he's not stopping every 20 minutes just to have someone. So I kind of like that, and the way that the story kind of progresses quite quickly. You know, if you're reading the manga, like the first one is like the first book has like 9 chapters, and then you obviously get into it, so obviously there's a lot more, many books on this one. But for what I read online, I really like this. I'm gonna do a full series review. I don't know if it's finished or if it's still ongoing, but for now I'm really happy. I liked it. I like the premise. I like the fact that he's not just the typical guy of like, oh, I don't know what to do, I only swear to myself one person. I'm talking to you, end of the world harem, because that's exactly how I thought that this book would be. So I'm kind of glad that it isn't. But yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all I'm going to review for this one. If you get a chance, if you're over the age of 18, I would highly recommend picking this up. If you're under the age of 18, no, don't. It's not for you. Stop it. But I do like this, and I do kind of really want to look a bit more. There may not be as many pictures because I do not want to get demonetized, but I will try and put as many interesting photos or pictures that isn't that, and then we'll just see what we go for. I'm going to leave it there. What are your thoughts on this manga? Have you read it? Do you like this sort of story, or does this put you off? Let me know down below in the comments, and if you like this sort of content and you want to hear more and see more, then literally hit that like button, hit subscribe and all that. If you love Manga Mondays and love manga, then I definitely would follow, because I will be reviewing as much as I can, at least. Yeah, and buying as much as I can at the same point, because I really like this. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and as always, thank you very much for watching, and if I don't see you tomorrow, then I'll see you in a couple of days.
チャンネルをサポートしてくれてありがとうございます。チャンネル登録、高評価お願いします。以下のリンクから商品を入手することができます。